Well, I'm back with Eve Echoes, and I know, the beta has ended long ago, but that will not prevent me from making my personal best PvP action that I had so far in this game. And well, I really hope that we get this game released as soon as possible, because, well, many players already like the game a lot, including myself. So, well, only time will tell when the game will be released. I personally can't wait for the official release. And well, I did dig around my PC for recordings that I had for Evecos, and well, I did compile this little PvP compilation that I had so far. Pretty much, I think those are going to be my best PvP kills that I had, solo included. Some of them you might have already seen. Some of them are new, and well, one of them that is my personal favorite is the first developer that was killed in the beta end event. And well, I think it's appropriate to start with the first official kill in the end games, if you wanna call it like that. I think you can call it like that. I don't know. So well, that was, and also yeah, this was recorded pretty much in the final moments of the game. So here we go. Now here I'm flying. Well, you probably know this little ship. It is the what was it called? It's this little vampire of a ship. This little thing can bring down your cap really quickly. It has bonuses on the Nosferatus and on energy neutralizers. It was Crucifer E-War, yeah, that's its name. A quick little ship. It is rather fragile, I must say, but its purpose, it is doing really good. Now here we're at the famous Kedama system, which I hope that they make the system somewhat of a memorial, like in the events that they usually do. And well, at this moment we did hear that the first developer was supposedly going to jump over here. So we are patiently waiting for the first developer to warp in. And well, fast forward a couple minutes, there we go, the Vindicator, Sarpati guy, the first developer kill of the event. And well, as you can see, the server did kinda slow down over here. It's not so bad as it actually did get during the more intense moments. Only 557 people are currently in this system. It peaked at around 643, I believe. Yeah, something around those lines. And well, there we go. I think that's the most valuable kill that we did get. He was like 7.8, 7.9 billion worth. I don't know. I know. Well, let me correct myself. It was not the most valuable kill. The Nightmares were actually slightly more expensive than the Vindicators, but nonetheless, this was the first official developer kill in the event, and he fell down here at the Tamagate in the Kedama system. And well, most of these players that you can see here did participate, so I guess GG to them. GG, they were a good sport. There was no, I guess they didn't shoot each other, so that's good. Pretty much we worked as a team. And well, so we start with the solo PvPs. Now, I will say, when the game kinda was pretty fresh, there were lots of ventures out there, pretty much people mining, and the majority of my kills are pretty much ventures. When I say majority, like 40-50 of my 173 confirmed kills on this ship are pretty much ventures. Now, not only venture 1, but combined with venture 2 and venture 3. And the venture 3 actually is kinda, well, I guess, worth more. It's around 13 to 12 million. The second one is around 6 million, while the cheapest one is around 300,000. So again, pretty cheap ships. and well, a kill is a kill, so it gives a mark, so yeah. And personally on the Talvar I did get around 173 kills. On the Corax I had like 8 or 4, I think it's 8. On the E-War I have like 12, mostly from the PvP, mostly from the beta finale. And on the Rifter I have 6 or 7, also from the beta finale, so I guess it was pretty decent. Now I don't know who got the most kills per ship. On the Talvaro trainer I had 173 kills. I don't know if anyone got more than that. I personally don't know, so I'm really curious to see. I'm really curious to know what's your like kill record per ship or kill record per single ship. Since on a single ship on the Talara I had like 173 in the end, so that's pretty nice, I should say, since all of them are pretty much done in a such short amount of time. And well, here this was also one of my risky 1v1s. I got lucky here that I got the first shot. Since my alpha on this ship is around 2000 or around, in this case, around 18,000 damage in a full salvo, so pretty much it's decent, really decent. And well, I did have like major advantage over this trasher over there, since I did get the first hit, and well, the first hit they took out his shield, second hit pretty much almost took out his armor, and the third hit will pretty much take out his entire ship. Now I say risky because look at my well, my shield is gone. Now it's my armor's turn to die, and well, my capacitor also. Well, there we go. Next salvo pretty much did destroy his ship. GG to him. It was nice. I got lucky here to get off the first shot. And also during the beta the missiles were kind of overpowered. Most people will agree. The 100 kilometer built caracals are also really nice. Pretty much there is a similar fitting for the EVE Online version of the caracal, which allows them to shoot like from 100 and 120 kilometers, so that's pretty nice. Also we will see how the final product will turn out. We still have like till the third quarter of 2020, we still have like so many months. I personally hope, and I had also seen people speculating that there might be another test. Now I don't know, I'm just saying something that I did hear myself, but I heard there might be another test before they actually fully release the game. Also that kind of makes sense, because this is such a complex game, and it just makes a lot of sense to release the game kind of early, and release the game in a form of a test, and that test slowly goes into the live version. So we will see how that will turn out. Now here, one of my sneakiest kills so far. That's a Omen trainer, that's a cruiser. Now I'm in my Talvar trainer, and I did catch this guy while he was doing this anomaly, so he was kind of busy, and at the time I was really kind of surprised by the amount of damage that I did to him. Personally, I expected his cruiser to last longer, but it didn't, and well, that's my cruiser kill. I had like a couple other cruiser kills. Pretty much I didn't record them because I was pretty much doing anomalies myself, and they warped in, so was a clumsy situation. I tried to record it, but at the same time I was risking, if I go into background the game can crash and things like that might happen. So unfortunately I didn't record a couple of the combats that I had, but alright, I'll try to be more prepared, I guess, and when the game goes live, or well, or when they decide, or if they even decide to make another test. Oh well. But once again, like I personally, like, my personal thoughts on this, releasing the game in a form of a test, and that test to slowly progress towards the final version, again, I think personally might be the best possible solution. I say might be. Maybe it's not the best solution, I don't know, we will see. But mainly because people are excited for this game so far, and they could use that hype to kind of, I guess, get big, to get a fan base on start. But at the same time, releasing a unfinished product also can be kind of tricky. I did play a couple games that kind of got freshly released, or should I say rushed, and they didn't turn out well, so there's that. Also a danger, well, not a danger, but I guess everything has its advantages and disadvantages. Alright, well, I kinda feel bad for this guy. I don't know if he was AFK, or if back at I don't know if he was AFK or if he was lagging really hard, but in the early days, like when the beta first launched, the game kinda was really laggy for the majority of devices. Now, at this time, I did record with a gaming phone, so again, lag wasn't to be even expected. But for the majority of people, they use pretty much ordinary phones, and I guess emulators, which also work really good. But in the early stages, the game was kind of really laggy and unoptimized. But as patch by patch, they kind of fixed it. And near the end, well, the frame rate when you play it solo was kind of decent, still capped at around 30 frames per second or so. But the game was kind of smooth. Again, if you had one of the supported devices, for example, the Galaxy S9, S8 might work. Snapdragon's kind of, well, the 835 and 845 were kind of clumsy here and there. I did see people say that the Snapdragon 845 kind of lagged, and again, I can kind of see why, since the architectural differences between Mali and Adreno GPUs are kind of in the form of Mali is good at computing, while Adreno has that, I guess, optimization going on for it. And for this game, kind of having more calculation power is kind of better, I guess. So that's why pretty much Mali powered devices pretty much run the game fine. Well, I'm not saying the Snapdragons didn't run the game fine, they ran the game really good. It's just that the Mali is just made for computing, and it kind of made sense actually for this game to run on the Mali GPUs kind of better, because let's face it, Mali GPUs aren't shining in other games due to the lack of optimization, since, well, we all know how things work. Developers mostly focus on Adreno GPUs because they are easier to work with, while Mali GPUs require a lot more work, and that's why most of the developers kind of skip them. But in this game, however, Mali GPUs work really good because there is lots of stuff to be calculated in this game, orbits, I guess, objects and such, which is also finally a game where Mali powered devices and GPUs, well, can actually work really good. Well, that was another venture. Yeah, I know. A majority of, like, there is at the time, the Worm was the most powerful PvP ship there is, because it had like ridiculous bonuses on its drones. It also had bonuses on pretty much, I think it was speed or range, one of these bonuses, and they were like 400% bonuses. So that's quite a major increasement, and that was, I think, per skill also. So the Worm's drones were really nasty. Unfortunately, I didn't get enough time to get a worm, since I was pretty much running the the highest possible kill count I can get, and well, my mistake for that. Definitely will get the worm in the next beta or in the next release. Probably the faction ships are going to be reworked, probably, because they were really overpowered. I think even the developers kind of mentioned that they will kind of nerf them to better suit the game. And I think, I'm not quite sure about this, but I think they specifically mentioned the worm being really ridiculously overpowered, since like most people for PvP flew them. I was kind of lucky a couple times, and I escaped a couple worms. Like, I kind of, like, when I see a worm warping in or pretty much anywhere near me, I would just start to escape or to warp off. Like, that ship in 1v1s is probably going to win pretty much always, even against a cruiser or battle cruiser, since it has that range advantage and pretty much ridiculous damage drone buff, drone damage buffs, and yeah, it was kind of ridiculously overpowered. I pretty much did run around the cheapest, I will not say the cheapest builds, definitely not the cheapest fittings, since I did have all faction equipment, pretty much highest end gear that I could find. But I definitely didn't fly. I didn't fly expensive ships. Like, pretty much, one of my modules is pretty much 3 times more expensive than my ship. That's mainly due to the fact that it was a beta test, and I personally thought that the beta test will run for a lot longer than it did. I personally thought the beta test will last until the release, so I did take my time, but I was wrong. I was wrong, and the beta test ended 3 months earlier than I have expected. So yep, another one of my mistakes. And also personally, I wanna, like, there are a couple of ships that I want to get. One of them is the Macariel, one of my personal favorites, and other ships, which, well, I'll disclose as time goes on, I guess, since there are ships that I really want to fly, and ships that I really enjoy to fly. Oh well, here you could see another venture going down, and now at this point, Etrin, I got pretty much famous in Etrin, and I personally found that really funny, because in Etrin, whenever I just start to, warp in, people would just start to either warp out or either pretty much dock, and that was kinda tricky, and that was kinda hard at times. Alright, well, sorry for the weird cut, the encoding program kind of crashed. Well, here I did catch a catalyst. He did at least kind of fire back, but most kills that I got are actually from people doing anomalies and from asteroid belts. However, I did encounter a couple fights around gates and such, pretty much people aggressing me first, so the sentries and I kind of, I guess, one-shot them. The sentries were kind of ridiculously overpowered, and I don't know, I've seen some people kind of try to take out sentry guns, but I personally think that they were kind of invincible. And well, I guess it's sentry guns, so it's police, so I guess they're designed to be fucking like invincible and stuff like that. So that was kind of funny. I did see, however, a couple of YouTube videos where people, I think, actually shut down some fucking sentry guns, and I think the developers themselves kind of addressed it as being funny. Well, here one of my luckiest catches, 2 AFK ventures. Now you can count the seconds how much time they had to warp out. They had, like, let's be serious, they had time to warp out their frigates. Now I don't know how agile they are or what's their align speed. I didn't fly any venture, but they could have warped off, but I guess they didn't. Yikes. But again, it's only a venture. It's not a expensive ship, so it doesn't matter much. And it's a beta test, so yeah, the ship would have been lost anyway. Well, we have 2 capsules. On the mini screen we can see that, yeah, they are AFK. Well, I guess this might be a lesson. Don't be an AFK miner, I guess, unless you have like protection or unless you're in high sec. Well, one more left, and well, pretty much, yeah, their cargo was empty. Like, also something that I noticed, the destruction rate of the modules is kind of high. In most cases, once you destroy a ship, the only thing that you will find in the wreckage are the debris, because the modules and the rest of the stuff kind of got destroyed. So while I remember in the EVE Online that pretty much most of the stuff kind of survives, or 50% at least, but in this case most of the modules kind of go down with the ship. And I guess that's kind of good and bad. It's good because if you lose a ship, you're not giving too much of your loot away to your enemy, I guess. And it's bad because in my case, if you destroy a expensive ship, then you're pretty much not getting anything from it. Oh well, anyway, the most important aspect is the fun factor. Keep that in mind. And well, definitely I did have lots of fun from playing the game. And yeah, I think the majority of people had fun, and that's a good thing. A fun game is a good game. Now, how will it be fun on the official release? Well, I guess time will tell. When the game gets released, we will see. I personally have high hopes, but at the same time, I don't want to hype anything. Let's not forget what happened with No Man's Sky. That game was really hyped. I remember I was personally hyped for it, but but when No Man's Sky kind of got released, it was yikes. It was really yikes. And I just remembered a video of some guy like buying the No Man's Sky CD and pretty much dropping it in the toilet. Yeah, that's kind of, you can actually feel the person's frustration by just watching that video. It's kind of funny but sad at the same time. Well, also here I didn't catch those 2 in time, recording wise. 2 ventures died here too, and they were also, I guess, AFK since they had plenty of time to warp out, but I guess they didn't, and well, it's unfortunate for them, lucky for me, since I get to take them out. And personally, like, with this ship, 173 kills, it's not bad. If I kind of played more, I think I would have gotten a lot more kills. But I guess, well, it's never too late. We just need the game to be released. And well, my personal, like, I think I did actually get 1 kill from the developer, and that's pretty much my highest worth killed by money. It was like 7.7 billion, something like that. Well, anyway, here we have that one courser that pretty much was camping an anomaly, and well, he got unlucky and he stumbled upon me. And well, the courser is definitely a decent little starting ship, but it's not a match for ships using missiles, or I guess pretty much ships with drones. When I say drones, I pretty much mean the Worm. It's a decent destroyer, but it's good for anomalies and for early game stuff, for missions, but for PvP, no. At least at the time of this video's recording, the majority of ships didn't have any medium slots, like the low tier ones. And you couldn't fit a warp scramble, or you couldn't fit a status webbifer or stuff like that. and well, I really hope that they will rework that in the next beta, or well, in the next official game release, should I say that. Alright, well, these were I guess my personal favorite kills. Some of them are new, I think, I don't know. I pretty much found these on my computer. Pretty much my pretty much favorite and best kills that I could have, that I made. Well, I'll definitely try to compile more of these, since I think I still have more footage for more PvP. And well, with that being said, hope you enjoyed, and well, I'll see you next time. Take care.